Hi, I'm Sweet Sylvanians, and I make videos about Sylvanian families, also known as Calico critters. And today I thought we could look back at all the new items which were released by Epoch in 2025, and I'll tell you my favourites from each category. We have a lot to go through, so my first category is families. We had these 4 entirely new ones. So the sunflower hamsters were released in June. The biscuit bears were announced at the very end of last year but were officially released at the start of 2025. The citrus birds were a surprise and got released in July along with the new Dalmatian family. There were also re-releases of the sandy cats and new newborns in gorgeous grape-themed outfits, along with a 40th anniversary edition of the chocolate rabbits. I have a separate section for the 40th anniversary releases, but my favourites overall were the biscuit bears. There hasn't been a new bear family in a while, and these are a lovely one. They're really soft with more fuzzy flocking than the usual figures, so feel really nice to hold. The family is also quite complete with 2 parents, 2 children, a set of twins, a standing baby and the triplets, which were named in a fan vote as part of the 40th anniversary and released slightly later. As is typical, there are no grandparents, but I would love to see them in the future. I really like the tartan colours on the family's outfits, and also the accessories that they came with in both the family and sibling set. And they also seem very fleshed out, with Father Lloyd being an architect and designing their house. So yeah, the Biscuit Bears are my favourite new family of the year, and I do own all of them in my collection. My next category is anniversary sets. So 2025 was the 40th anniversary of Sylvanian Families, as the first sets were released in 1985 in Japan. As with previous anniversaries, we got lots of new sets and saw a peek at some of them at the very beginning of 2025 with this image. I think these are all the anniversary sets which don't fit into my other categories, like Freya and Theo in their anniversary outfits on the left, a separate Freya in an anniversary cake dress on the right, the Funny Monster Trio, Baby Starry Sky concert set with the little instruments, the Fantastical Fairy Tale Friends in the centre, and the Dream Showtime Babies set in the top left. Some of these are so far exclusive to Japan, like the special play and anniversary box set, and others were exclusive to the anniversary exhibition in Japan, so this trio of rabbit baby keychains and these girls in fancy dresses. I have a few of these sets, but my favourite is the Dream Showtime Babies. I like the 2 acrobat babies with their balancing acts, and that they have special performance outfits on. This promo picture shows how they can be set up in the amusement park, and I think they look adorable. As always, there have been several baby sets released. There's probably less in this category, as I didn't want to double up on the 40th anniversary ones I just showed. So in March, the Flora and Husky triplets were released as sets separate from the rest of their families, and all with little high chair stands too. In May, there was an adorable trio of babies in flower-themed dresses, which look quite fancy. And in June, there was the 7 baby set dressed as different coloured crayons. But my favourites were the Bumblebee babies, which were released in February, and my husband got for me while we were in Japan. These are my favourites as they have both newborns and regular-sized babies, all in slightly different costumes. I did a setup with these and my beekeeper set, and I think they look so good together. In terms of blind bags, as always, there were 2 with a wide release, along with some more for in-store lotteries and blind boxes. Overall, I count 8 bags and 3 blind boxes were released this year, though I might be missing some others and non-Japan exclusives. The Builder Babies were released in April in Japan and Woodland Fairy costumes in October. These are just about coming into UK stores now, which is exciting as it means the time lag is less than 6 months at this point. Bunny Babies bags could have also gone in my 40th anniversary section, as these were initially exclusive to the exhibition in the spring, and then we also had 2 series of bags and matching boxes with Milky Way and Tea Party ones. I've also included 2 Calico critter blind bags, which seem to be exclusive to America, the Very Berry Babies and the Bistro Babies. And then in the top right, there was an undersea mermaidy themed one with a baby and furniture, and also a newborn and flowerbed blind bag in the top left. So lots and lots. I'm going to break my self-imposed rule and pick 2 favourites. So those are the Milky Way boxes and Builder Baby blind bags. The Builder bags have some really fun accessories in, like tiny tools and items which look like the babies have crafted them. And I also like that their outfits fit the theme, but are still wearable rather than being complete costumes. The Milky Way boxes are also delightful and have children inside rather than babies, which gives a bit more space for doing more detailed outfits. I love the blues and purples and the use of different fabric textures. Chantal Midnight looks nice and fancy with her star headband, and Pauline Husky looks adorable with a big felt star behind her head. Honourable mentions also go to the Fairy Blind Bags and the Tea Party series. This section was really hard to decide between, as there's been some great themes. One of the main new ranges we saw in 2025 was the fairies. This wasn't a revamp of the older Misty Forest range, but a new one with different style fairies. The Fairy Castle in the Sky set with a pink fairy was released in June 2024, but we had to wait until spring 2025 for the Fairy Tower and Mushroom House to get released, then July for the Baby Trio, and September for the large Fairy Forest and Magic Castle set. I'm putting the two fairy charm displays in this section too. The purple one is called Moonlight and the blue one is Twilight, and these are more collector pieces. The new fairies are smaller than newborn figures and have hard plastic bodies and translucent plastic wings. They are all pretty sweet, and the main range of sets have lots of play features too. I was torn between the Mushroom House and Baby Trio for my favourite, but given this is the fairy section, it has to be the Mushroom House with Koala Baby and Mushroom Fairy. The mushroom theme is very strong, with a table, stew, 3 tiny mushrooms, a little friend, and even Julie's outfit has a mushroom print. I like that this set is quite dinky, but still has the whimsicality of the larger sets, and it works well with the older Misty Forest range too. I've called this next section Playsets, for all the items which are smaller sets with figures and some form of playable accessory, furniture or fashion piece. Amora Flo to the Seal Mother became a captain and got a boat in August. It was a Halloween set here in Japan, so they released a pumpkin carriage in September with 2 babies. I also put Enrique Citrus's juice cart as separate from his family's, and it's a nice brightly coloured set. There's another Town Series fashion playset on the right with Linden Cottontail, and that was released in November. And the 4 remaining sets are part of the European Easy Buy range, which are harder to come by for me, but I bought the Koala Mother and her moped in the bottom right, and that is my favourite. It's such a unique set with a very cute mode of transport that I can't believe hasn't been more popular in Sylvania. As this is Easy Buy range, Kimberly Treetop has a very simple dress, which is just printed fabric, but she looks so cute zooming along like this. And obviously safety first with her helmet over her ears too. I had to buy this set on AliExpress, but I think it's available in some European stores online. Sylvanian Families as a brand seems to have moved away from big buildings, so there are only 2 in the next category. I guess some of the fairy sets could have been in here too, but I just have the luxury department store and waterside house. The department store started as an exclusive to the anniversary exhibition, but had a wider release in October. It came with several items and a special Freya and Bruce Husky, but I prefer the house. This is canonically the Biscuit Bear's house, which Lloyd designed. In that family set he came with the blueprint and a model of the house, so we had an idea of what it looked like before the release in September. The house is more of a mansion, with turrets and a moat going round, and I think it looks quite impressive. To go alongside the house there was some furniture and a car released too, and the furniture really fills it out and gives a very luxurious feel. There were some fun features as well, with lights and a fire that sparkle. Every August for the last few years, there has been a Kuji lottery held in Family Mart stores in Japan, so I'm putting this as its own category. This year's Kuji was Happy Sweets, and the items have a dessert theme with a mixture of babies and children and sets. There are prizes increasing in size up to the large donut wagon recolour as the A prize, and those have the lowest chance of getting them in the lottery. The B and C prizes are a child and baby sibling set with pudding outfits. A baby trio is the D prize, then a couple of types of plastic vehicles are the E and F prizes. But I think the G prize or blind bags are my favourite. They looked like this with all the designs on the front, and all the babies are dressed up like some sort of dessert or treat, and those are done in a variety of fabrics. And I love how they have tiny little hats like the cherry on top of the Cove Otter baby. The mystery baby is a little panda as a pancake, so a smaller version of the latte cat, and super cute. We had a few new keyrings this year, and Epoch has moved away from all of the fruit themed ones we had in 2024. So in January, the Snowman keychain with Asta Willow was released, then Amber Husky as a burger in May, Andy Snow the rabbit was released in August as the treasure chest, and Heather Periwinkle as a mermaid came out in September. None of these are massively exciting to me, but I think the best one was released at the start of the year with the snowman. The costume is really fuzzy, and there's quite a lot of detail with the embroidery and tartan fabric for the hat and scarf. I don't own this one, and I'm waiting for the UK release, and I do think it might get a bit dirty if it was used as a keychain, but I still think it's cute as a costume, and Aster Willow as a tiny newborn baby is super adorable too. My final section is called Collaborations, and Sylvanian Families did a lot of those with different brands this year. There were Sylvanian sets and other branded items. In autumn, they collaborated with the chocolate company Del Rey on 2 different sets, though the chocolates weren't Sylvanian branded, sadly. There was also another Liberty print set with the 2 older sister figures, and in May, a new wedding couple was initially exclusive to Vericard, but that has since had a wider release. There were also some fancy figures dressed in traditional kimonos, and they were released in October at quite a high price point. In Japan, the haircare company KAO released a series of products with Sylvanian branding too. There were also some clothes for people, as there was a collaboration with Uniqlo in August across lots of countries, and more recently with Zara getting a few tops for children. These products were also different that it was hard to pick a favourite, but I think I'm going to say the Uniqlo t-shirts. At the start of 2025, I did a video about things I'd like to see in the year, and one of those was merch for adults, so I'm glad we finally got those, and I love wearing my Sylvanian t-shirts out and about. So that was a very quick run through some of the new things which have been released this year. There have been other things like magazines, books, jigsaws, some craft kits, but I thought you'd probably had enough of my voice by now. Let me know what you think of all these items, and if you have any favourites from the year. I did go to Japan on my honeymoon in the spring, so that's probably my ultimate Sylvanian related favourite of the year rather than any of these sets, but it was still nice to take stock and look back. I think there's been a good mix of sets, though it's hard to know how much of it was due to the anniversary rather than the brand taking a different direction, but either way I'm excited to see what 2026 brings. The moles won the election, so we should get something with them, and I've also seen some leaks for a new family and a couple of other sets which look exciting. Throughout the year, I do videos giving the latest news on Sylvanians, so subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see that. And I do post videos every week about everything Sylvanian, including unboxings, hauls and setups.